Everyone, mark your calendars. The BDO retreat is back for its fifth and final year, and we're taking you to sunny Key Largo, Florida on January 16th and 17th. This is not some typical stuffy conference. I'm talking real strategy, real takeaways, and real conversation and growth with the best in the biz. We're talking game-changing workshops, killer conversations over dinner, and sunsets that'll make you even forget you're on a work trip. Spots are limited. Tap the link in the show notes to register now.
Warning: the views and opinions expressed in this program are our own and/or those of our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of our employers. Viewers' discretion is advised.
This is a partnership, so it's not fair that I just, turn over a file and, hey, call me when we get ready to close.
Ray and I both come kind of cut from the same cloth when it comes to our origins in banking. We tend to do a lot more relationship banking. A lot of people in our industry are very transactional.
I do think putting the work in to go find referral sources is wonderful, but don't get discouraged if it doesn't work out. You will find your match. Ryan was telling me that your son's a chef in Michigan for
Yes.
an Italian restaurant.
Yes.
That's awesome. How long has he been a chef?
He graduated he went to school in New York in 2017, but he worked as a chef prior, kind of like a sous chef, but he officially became an executive chef, graduated from Culinary Institute of American Hyde Park, New
That's
York.
awesome.
Yeah.
The food
that's
is amazing
awesome.
too, by the way.
Thank you.
What's it called?
Tigliani.
What? One more time?
Tigliani.
Ooh,
So,
that is Italian.
But and let's say in Arabic, I want to say he's Italian or she's Italian. We say Tigliani.
Is it expensive?
If you're in town, Emily, and anyway, please let me know.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the BDO Show, a podcast for passionate BDOs wanting to level up their game with advice and stories from battle-tested BDOs. I'm your host, Emily Detor, and I'm here with my fellow co-host, Ryan Kroge. At the beginning of each episode, we're always going to remind you to like, subscribe, and send over your topics and suggestions to the BDO Show at artofsba.com, as well as checking out our whole family of shows, SBA Today, which airs live every week, as well as the Art of SBA Lending podcast. Okay, BDOs, it's story time. And no, I am not talking about the time Sterling tried to finance a zoo. You'll have to go back to episode 3 for that. I'm talking about the story that your borrower has in their head, and they may need that extra boost to finally get it onto paper. Rapid Business Plans is a known and trusted partner that can help them do just that. Whether your borrowers are working towards acquiring a business, starting one up, or expanding and making moves, within just a few short days, Rapid Business Plans will deliver powerful, fast, SBA and USDA ready business plans with projections and assumptions. If they need an export business plan for an ITL loan or a feasibility study, they have you covered there too. We know this process is not a walk in the park, or should I say zoo. Let the Rapid Business Plans team take some of the wild out of the process so that your borrower's vision and passions can come to life. For more information or to get acquainted, email Bethany McClellan at bethany@rapidbusinessplans.com or click the link in the show notes. Today, we have another guest with us. This is one of Kroge, Ryan's partners that he's known for probably all of your career, I'm going to assume.
Good chunk, probably close to about 10 years.
So we have Ray Diab with us today. So Ray, why don't you go ahead and intro yourself for our
Well,
audience?
thanks for having me on the show. I appreciate the opportunity. Ray Diab, I run a brokerage firm called Bank Alliance Capital in Metro Detroit, Michigan area. Former banker. I spent about 24 years in conventional banking, corporate banking, or corporate lending. Been doing this brokerage for the past 5-6 years now. And Ryan and I have been connected for quite some time and became friends over the time. And here we are today.
So you guys are friends and colleague.
Yeah, it's nice working with a former banker as a loan broker too. They just kind of know what we see, what we need to see, how to package it and put it together. Every single one of my deals that I get from Ray are pretty well put together, pretty well clean. So it goes pretty smooth, and I enjoy that.
So Ray, I was going to just kind of jump right into it. Why don't, we do have some new BDOs that listen into this show. Why don't we chat about what you do as a loan broker and how you went from loan broker to, from lender to loan broker? Because that's interesting.
So, my journey in banking started right out of college, and like I said, I spent quite a few years in banking, traditional banking, and just had this opportunity. I thought to myself, I'd like to try something different where I'm able to offer clients or prospects more options. You go to their conventional bank, and they like certain industries. They don't like some particular businesses, and so I wanted to explore more options, or have more options to explore for our clients, and a variety, whether it be conventional or SBA products, different types of industries, and so that was trying to help more clients with more opportunities out there.
Awesome. So then from your transition from lender to loan broker, let's talk about that.
Yeah, it was, quite a bit at the beginning. It was kind of a learning experience just to see what different lenders, whether it be SBA, what they like, what they don't like. Just kind of learn, the philosophy of each lender's, appetite for different products out there that may be available. So it was quite a learning curve, but having people like, Ryan, at the beginning, even though I was in banking, but I wasn't, I'm still not by any means an expert in SBA. So, Ryan, connected with him when I got into this and get into the SBA. He really educated me, taught me a lot of things about SBA, and then again, I continued to learn and continue to explore different avenues of the SBA product and other with each lender, especially like I said, Ryan has been a tremendous help.
Yeah, and it's nice too when because anytime Ray has a question SBA related, we've been working together closely here. He sends me about 3, 4 deals a year, and they're all clean, straightforward deals. But before he does so, he calls me up first and says, "Hey, is this going to be working for the SBA? Here's my pitch," and he'll give me a 30 to 60 second pitch on the transaction, the ins and outs, the hair, the good stuff, the bad, everything and in between. And then he just tries to feel me out and see if it's something that SBA can handle. Otherwise, he'll try to go another source because Ray doesn't just do SBA. You do a lot of conventional too. I follow you on LinkedIn and you do a lot of commercial real estate finance, a lot of seller finance. Just really, you kind of find some really good puzzle pieces to kind of put together to make a whole picture work.
And we do a variety of different things, and like you said, investment real estate. The majority of our work is kind of, I would say, 80% conventional, 20% SBA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. And tell me this, Ray, because I've been seeing a lot of crazy stuff happening out there in the market for 2025 and into 26. How do you see the market right now? Is there a lot more activity? Is it slowing down? And then I know you see 80/20 conventional SBA, but what are you seeing more of? Cash buyers, or are you seeing actual conventional financing overtake SBA?
I wouldn't say it's so much conventional taking over SB. A lot of what I'm seeing is a lot of
Okay,
investment real estate, not occupied type industries, whether it be multifamily or retail plazas, or just somebody that just wants to park their money and in some type of investment real estate. I've been seeing quite a bit of that more than prior
really?
years.
Because it did get the market got soft, like scary soft during COVID, and we thought it was kind of just plateau or trickle off. But you're saying you're seeing an uptick in more commercial real estate acquisitions. So the real estate market may be back. It may be a good time to jump in and start to diversify and buy some commercial real estate.
Right. Again, most of my COIs, a lot of real estate brokers, agents, attorneys. For a lot of them, if I was to guess, just put a number out, I'm seeing, I would say at least, maybe I'm being conservative, 65 to 70% investment real estate opportunities
Wow.
out there.
Jeez,
Yeah.
that's more than I thought you
Yeah,
were
that's
going to
more than I
say for
thought you were going to
sure.
say as
Yeah.
well. But
With the sneak of like, a lot of people are saying that, especially Kroge said this on one of the last episodes, that he'd think that that's going to be a saturated real estate, or all the rates are about to drop. So would this spike that even higher at some point?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, I've looking at a few years back when people maybe looking to refinance, do a cash out for other opportunities. I get quite a bit of that, where we have a lot of clients that are looking for cash out refinance, right? But they have some equity in their current business or property, they're taking that and putting it into another opportunity out
Yeah,
there.
because typically when interest rates
Right.
go down, like the price and the cost of real estate tend to go hand in hand. Commercial real estate, anyway, income producing properties
Mm-hmm.
tend to go
Mm-hmm.
hand in hand with interest rates. So as interest rates start to go down, generally the price and the cost of commercial real estate will go down. Generally, I know I'm gonna get a lot of messages saying that's not true, and you'll have your real estate brokers out there banging on my inbox. But generally, the consensus is when interest rates start to drop, so do the prices of real estate, commercial real estate, not residential. We're in a completely different market for that. So,
Mm-hmm.
it'd be interesting to see
Right.
if that does happen because I do a lot of business acquisitions with real estate. A lot of the businesses that I look at, Ray, that we look at, usually have real estate with it. I look at a lot of restaurants. I look at a lot of grocery stores, liquor stores, retail, and a lot of them have real estate with it. So if we start to finally see real estate soften, drop, and that market heat up, I think it'll be a good thing, not just for business acquisitions, but for commercial real estate as well. So that's going to be cool. That's something to look forward to.
Right.
Yeah. And so, Ray, I was actually so we kind of talked about you transitioning from lender to broker. Can I ask why you stopped being a lender?
Well, again, I just wanted to be able to provide. I'm not going to name them. Right out of college, I started with one bank. I was with them for about
We do that a lot. We're like, we're not going to name any names, and
right.
we
So I
have
st-
to.
right. I mean, some of the bigger regional banks. I mean, they're just very conservative in what they want. I mean, everybody wants the doctors. Everybody wants the medical professionals, the veterinarians. That's great, but like Ryan alluded to earlier, we have a big community here in Southeast Michigan, entrepreneurs from different ethnicities, and that a lot of them are in the gas station, a lot of them in the party store business. So I mean, there's a lot of lenders out there that unconventional. They don't like gas stations, but they don't like the car washes. So again, just to transition from a lender to what I do now is just if I to sum it up, is just be able to offer more options.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And then I was going to ask, because you used to be a lender and you were, more involved in the process, as a loan broker now, how involved are you on these deals? Like, do you find yourself needing or wanting to reach out to help your lender because you know how to you know how to be that like backup?
Well, again, Ryan could attest to this. I try to, you know, start the loan and continue through the whole process.
Hmm.
I don't know, part of me that I enjoy. I want to be able to help my clients. Some of them need hand holding, and not that they're hiring me for a reason. They don't have the time, or they're busy. They've got other things to attend to run their day to day business. So I pretty much start the process and end the process through phase one, two, to the end. And then continue to service those clients when they need help in a year or two from now.
That's great.
Ryan may call me and say, we've got one of our clients made their insurance has lapsed. I'll reach out to them. I'll reach out to their insurance agent and continue to work that
Yeah, Ray
opportunity.
and I both come kind of cut from the same cloth when it comes to our origins in banking. We tend to do a lot more relationship banking, and we tend to have more of a way to create a relationship and stay with it. A lot of my clients, a lot of people in our industry are very transactional. They do the deal, they move on, and they
Right.
never talk to that person again, right? 90% of the time I do a deal, I close, I'm talking to them within the next 6 to 12 months. And then beyond that, I'll get a call from them or I'll call them just to check up on it, just because that's kind of been ingrained in me. And that's been ingrained in Ray too. But it's been great because we've gotten follow up business as a result. We've done a couple
Right.
transactions where that borrower a year down the road came and said, "Hey, I want to do a next location," or "I'm thinking about buying this location now." And then we've got another transaction to work on. But that's the whole key of relationship banking. And what's really nice about working with Ray too
Hmm.
is Ray's very involved up front, getting all the information we need, getting the ball rolling, making the introduction. But then he just kind of sits back and
Yeah.
lets me do my thing. And I bring him back into the transaction if I'm having a hard time. If I can't get a hold of the seller, if the borrower is not understanding a certain request, or he's not being responsive, I give Ray a call and say, "Hey, Ray, can you go shake a tree for me?" And usually within 24 hours, I'm getting a response. So it's nice to have an advocate like Ray on your side and working with them on transactions that tend to go sideways.
Again, this is a partnership, so it's not fair that I just turn over a file and hey, call me when we get ready to close. And again, it is part of my development, also learning the process as each step. And with every transaction, you learn something new. So
Because
that
every deal is so
Yeah, the
different.
most recent
right.
deal that Ray and I worked on.
Hey guys, we have a special announcement for anybody involved in M&A transactions. Our partner, Peak Business Valuation, have put together a resource just for BDO Show listeners, and they're giving it away for free. It lists out the rule of thumb formulas, or as Kroge would like to say, the down and dirty, for some of the most common industries that SBA lenders finance. I promise you it's going to come in handy. Kroge's literally still using the one he got from Nagel in 2002. By the way, if you're not thinking about evaluation at the pre-screen phase, you are missing the boat. A lot of BDOs tend to focus on the debt service coverage and they're missing the valuation completely. That's a rookie move and it will become a problem. As a consultative BDO, you should have a sense of whether the business is going to value out. And Peak's handy dandy rule of thumb is here to help. Go to peakbizval.com/BDO show to get yours today.
Well, it was a retail business. It involved an individual who worked at the location, had worked there for about 5-6 years, was basically managing and running it, and had a different philosophy. He wanted to add a different segment to the business, and so he was given the opportunity to buy the owner out. And everything was going well until it wasn't. We were having some issues with the company prepared numbers not jiving with prior year tax returns. And they were putting it on an Excel spreadsheet. And every time I'd ask a question, he would tweak something and send it back and say, how's this? How's this? How's this? And then it finally got to the point where the seller's getting really mad and starts yelling at Ray, like, what's your banker doing? This, that, and the other. And then Ray got us all on a conference call. And I brought up the fact, I said, look, we're getting close. We just past year end. So 24 tax returns weren't even near getting done. I'm like, if you could do me a favor, because of the way that this business operated, it had kind of a business segment within the business, and they didn't reconcile it very well in the management prepared books, but their CPA knew exactly what was going on. So we were like, look, get your CPA to compile 24 numbers. You don't have to do your tax returns. You don't have to file them, but get your CPA to compile some numbers so that they at least make sense when we're looking at 21, 2, 3, and then your 24 management prepared numbers. They finally figured it out and got their CPA to do that, and it worked. And we were able to make it happen. And from what I understand, they're very successful right now. But it was just one of those things that Ray had to step in and say, hey, the lender's not just asking this because he wants to be difficult. It's like, we really need it, and here's why. And it took a little bit,
Right.
and it took a little, we had to cool the seller was kind of a hothead. We had to cool him down a little bit. But in the end, obviously, he got his $1 million+ and he's happy now, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
How did you guys meet?
Oh, shoot. I don't remember.
Was that like a
I think it was
conference?
probably just we were part of the same networking groups. Met at a bunch of
Yeah.
different networking events. That was back when you were working at your bank, and I think I was working at Huntington at the time. And he was working
Yeah.
for a bank that did SBA lending, but didn't do SBA lending. Yeah, they did SBA lending, but not aggressively, or I wouldn't say well. When they did an SBA loan, they did them well. They just didn't have a very big credit box for SBA. And so we would meet and we got a chance to know each other, and he would ask me a bunch of questions about SBA. Then I think he was like, forget it. I'm done with this. I need to go out on my own so I can say yes more frequently, and finally picked up all of his SBA business. And it's been great ever since.
That's wonderful. I thought you guys were going to have like a true love story, like your eyes just met at some Detroit grocery store, grabbing the same apple.
Honestly, Emily,
That's
I've been doing this for so
hoping.
long, and I've met so many people. I forget how I meet people. I just know.
And because you can talk to drying paint on the wall, so who knows what conversations you've had in the past.
This is very true.
Well, that's awesome. Ray, do you have any plans to switch careers again? Or are you going to reinvent yourself at any point? Or are you good being a loan broker?
No, I think at this point in my career, and I enjoy what I do. Again,
That's the biggest part.
I work with people like Ryan, really make it easy in terms of trying to get something done. And I really enjoyed that having that opportunity. And I don't know if I have the patience anymore for corporate America.
I was hoping we were going to, because Al Peterson sometimes joins us.
Oh, my, it would
Yeah,
have been fun with
joins this
Al. Yeah,
podcast, and I know Al had called on you several times for SBA business, and you
yeah,
told him, "Nope, I'm working with Ryan."
yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
Are you the only is he the only lender you work with for specifically 7A? Ooh,
He's my
expo
priority lender.
priority. Priority boarding
I give Ryan any opportunity.
first.
Again, again, it's that comfort level. Ryan is very direct. I mean, again, as he mentioned earlier, I'll get a feel. I'll get, give him the scenario, I'll give him the pitch of what we're looking for, what the client's looking for. And if he can't do it, there's some obstacles. He'll let me know right away. He does, again, we don't want to waste the client's time. We don't want to, consume everybody's energy. Then come to find out, a month or two later, we can't do it. Where other lenders are, again, it goes back to experience.
You're not going to hurt my feelings, Ray. I know you've got a backup in case I can't get it done or it's outside of our credit box. I know you got to have a backup. I don't blame you, but I feel honored and feel good that you give me the first look on everything. So I appreciate that, and I
No,
appreciate our
absolutely.
friendship that we've had over the years as well.
Absolutely. That's number one thing for me is loyalty and friendship. And again, anything I could do, first I run it through Ryan when it comes to 7A.
So, like I said earlier, before we end the episode, I always love to have our guests give some like parting advice, especially to newer BDOs who may start their relationships with brokers, business brokers, loan brokers, any type of referral source. What kind of advice do you have to the newer BDOs who are not seasoned like Ryan, and maybe they want to reach out to somebody like you who has a lot of experience? What would you tell them? How would you aid them in that?
Well, I've heard some of the other podcasts in the past, and you guys hit the nail right on the head with, you got to really be careful of some of the brokers out there. There's some that are just in it just for that transaction, and that's about it. They don't care what happens. From the way I look at things, maybe I'm old school, old fashioned. You know what? I want to try to screen my deals as much as possible, and I want to have a relationship with a BDO like Ryan. I don't want something to come back to haunt us one day. And as much as we do our due diligence and we do our character check and background, that's the thing for new BDOs. I would just really, look at really get a feel for the broker you're dealing with. Get a feel for what they're like. Maybe do some background check, where they came from. Anybody out there that knows them or social media, just do their thorough,
It's
investigation.
like I always say,
Yeah,
Ray,
I
develop a relationship. Know your
Yeah,
customer,
yeah.
know your
100%.
referral sources, know the
Yeah,
people you do business with.
I also think it's a big personality thing too. So like Ray, you love Ryan's personality. Ryan, you love Ray. Like so, I always feel like the younger BDOs or the newer BDOs don't get discouraged if you reach out to a loan broker or business broker time and time again, and maybe you do have a conversation, and it's just a personality shake up. It's like, you'll find your broker, you'll find your
Right.
referral partner, and they'll be, connected, and you'll give you first look and priority every time. But I do think putting the work in to go find referral sources is wonderful, but don't get discouraged if it doesn't work out. You will find your match. You're grabbing the apple at the same time. Your love. So
You crack me up.
well, I feel like a lot of the newer BDOs can get discouraged when they're trying to reach out and create relationships. Like, well, I'm sending the emails, I'm making the phone calls, and nothing's working. Well, it could be, they're just you guys are on different tracks, or you have different personalities or different languages. You got to walk the walk and talk the talk the exact same for it to work and kind of fill your niche. So I guess that's why you two worked out well
I've also
together
found
too.
out that I've
So
deepened relationships with referral sources that I've actually met in person. I mean, maybe that's just the way I like to do business, but I've actually had better relationships
yeah,
if I've met them at least once or twice in person,
right.
sat down, broke bread,
Okay.
had a meal. If something just sticks better.
and that's also why those conferences are huge to
Very
go
important.
and like meet with your lender, feel them out. I mean, it's kind of like being like a preference of shopping at a certain store. It just is what it is. You like to go there. It's
That's
what you're
right.
comfortable with. Um, I had one more question for Ray. Conferences. Do you attend conferences at all?
I do, but I haven't been to any in a while. But yeah, I definitely that's something on my on the horizon that I need to really attend a little bit more conference, at least a couple a year. That's all, just to get a feel and just to for other lenders out there, not specifically SBA, but just other lenders, especially when it comes to alternative type lending, not conventional type lending. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, just go to the ones that Kroge goes to and you'll get a free dinner out of it.
That's for
Two
sure.
birds, one stone.
And but the fact Kroge's going to, then all the attention's on him. Nobody will even talk to me.
I'll introduce you to some good people, Ray,
No.
for sure.
Just be careful. The espresso
Right.
martinis, they don't
This is true.
stop coming out. There's one after the other, Ray. You just got to pace yourself.
We will have fun.
Hey, thanks for joining us today. That was a good episode. I just want to thank everybody for listening in. Don't forget to like and subscribe and send your topics and suggestions over to the Art of SBA. Ooh, the BDO Show at artofsba.com. I'll never get it right. See you next time.